आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं मैक्स गेलर फ्रॉम पैलेस्टाइन एक्शन और मैक्स इस वक्त हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं यूके से और मैक्स से हम बात करेंगे पैलेस्टाइन एक्शन के बारे में और ये जो नया स्टेप है इसके हवाले से। मैक्स, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस टुडे। आई विल फर्स्ट आस्क यू टू डिस्क्राइब पैलेस्टाइन एक्शन अ लिटिल and tell us what are the major achievements that you guys have achieved so far.
Thank you so much for having me. It's important to first describe who Elbit Systems is. It's important that your listeners understand that Elbit is Israel's largest weapons company, and weapons are Israel's largest export. They are a central part of the Israeli economy. And when Palestine Action began its work 4 years ago, there were 10 different Elbit facilities operating here in the UK. And through a series of relentless direct action campaign, ranging from people locking themselves to the gates to people climbing up onto the roofs of these factories and smashing holes in them with sledgehammers in the rain, to breaking into the actual facilities themselves and damaging the equipment, Palestine Action has decided that by any means necessary, we are going to stop our country's complicity in a company that profits off of Palestinian genocide.
That's truly remarkable, Max, and I would just like to reiterate here, just for our audience, that you guys have been at it since way before 7th October.
Yep.
And 7th October was not, I'm sure the protests picked up a lot of pace on the 7th of October, but from what I'm seeing, the information I'm seeing, since July 2020, you have been protesting Elbit Systems, and it's also the 8th biggest arms exporter globally. And there's been more than 15 demonstrations at least all over the world. So just to bring, leading up to another question from what you've already told us, I wanted to ask, why is it so that, you know, these Palestinian people are so far away from you, and it's usually very hard for people and journalists to get people from the West to empathize with Palestinians, since it seems like an anti-Semitic thing for them to do as well. But you have generated so much empathy, and you have generated such a huge momentum across two very important countries in this whole debacle, United States and United Kingdom. Have you faced any kind of threats or any kind of direct hindrance to your movement?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. Since the 7th of October, the amount of repression we have faced has increased. The US and the UK are heavily invested in the continuance of business as usual, which means lots and lots of Palestinian death from which to profit from. And since the 7th of October, we have seen members of our organization arrested under the Terrorism Act. We currently have 15 people incarcerated in UK prisons who are in jail right now for trying to stop this genocide with their own hands. These are the most noble and brave people in all of the UK, and they are sitting in a jail cell right now. This war on Palestine has really exposed a lot of things, not least of which is the lack of democracy we are experiencing here in the UK and in the US. When 70% of the population wants an arms embargo, wants an immediate ceasefire, and neither party in either country is offering such a thing, we have a real problem. But what we also have in the UK is people standing up and saying, I'm going to make a stand myself, and if my government isn't gonna take accountability and stop this genocide, I'm gonna try and stop it myself.